There is no Streamlabs. There are no overlays. There are nothing. I'm going to try to edit this up and make this look nice for everyone. What an absolute nightmare this week has been. But anyway, War Eagle, Auburn family, welcome back to Tigers on a Roll. We have got the Wolfpack knocking at the door. NC State is in town for another game in the SEC ACC Challenge, and the stakes just got a whole lot higher after what happened yesterday in the first slate of games. The SEC definitely took some punches during those games, and it's now up to Auburn to punch back. If you missed any of the action last night, you missed some wild ones. The challenge kicked off with 9 games yesterday, and the ACC came to play. Heading into tonight, the ACC is holding a 6-3 lead over the SEC. We saw 3 ranked SEC teams go down in brutal fashion. Number 15, Florida, lost a buzzer beater thriller at Duke. Number 13, Tennessee, was stunned by Syracuse in the Carrier Dome. 62-60, I believe that one went. And USC lost to the Hokies. Ole Miss fell to Miami. And Notre Dame beat Mizzou. And then in the nightcap, unfortunately for Kentucky, they fell at home to North Carolina 67-64. Thanks, exclusively to some late game heroics from the Tar Heels. But it wasn't all bad news. A&M went on the road. They handled Pitt. Oklahoma took care of business against Wake Forest. And Georgia absolutely dismantled Florida State, dropping 107 points on the Seminoles. Sorry about that. But why does that matter? Why does that matter for tonight? Because the SEC is on the ropes. They went 14-2 in this thing last year, I believe. And the conference needs some wins. But thankfully for the SEC tonight, they have Blue Blood Auburn playing NC State. And Alabama is leading Clemson right now, last I checked, and Arkansas is leading Louisville. And I think that those will both come out with some points for the SEC. But the league is looking to the state of Auburn to stop the bleeding. The jungle is now the last fortress that the Wolves will try to blow down for the ACC. NC State comes into Neville Arena with a 5-2 record, fresh off of a wild road trip to Hawaii to go to the Maui Invitational. And this is certainly not a team that you can sleep on. They just played Texas, lost in a shootout, 102-97. But that score tells you everything. This team, NC State, is a team that can score points. They're averaging over 93 points per game, which is top 15 in the country. And I hope that you're tuning into it. I think it's on right now, actually. But if you're tuning in right now, or you're tuning in soon, keep an eye out for Darian Williams. He is an absolute engine for them. 6'6" forward, averaging 19 points a game. He shoots the three, he rebounds, and he is tough as nails. And then you've got Van Allen Lubin, who you might remember from Vandy. He transferred to NC State and is a load in the paint for them. He put up 23 points against Texas. And then you've got Quadir Copeland is my third guy to watch, a versatile guard who's coming off a career-high 28 points. He's certainly feeling confident, and we know what happens when a confident guard walks into Neville Arena. We have got to cool him off early and often. For Auburn, this game is about proving that we learned absolutely anything in the lesson that Michigan taught us, because we saw what happens when the Tigers are unable to defend the perimeter and when the ball gets stuck on offense. The good news, though, Tahad Pettiford was spectacular in Vegas. He averaged 25 points in the last 2 games. And when big game Hod is in rhythm, the Auburn offense is lethal. So keep an eye on Hod, see if he can get some of those deeper shots to drop, and keep an eye on, of course, Keyshawn Hall. He is going to be our mismatch nightmare all year long, and we are going to have to rely on him heavily. NC State struggles defensively. I think they're outside the top 200 in points allowed right now, and Hall should be able to bully his way to the rim all night long. And I am expecting him and Hod to have some big games, a big game today. And that's probably how Auburn gets it done tonight. That's how they earn a point for the SEC. Outside those two guys as a team, the three keys have got to be transition defense. That is a non-negotiable. NC State wants to run. They want to turn it into a track meet, just like they did against Texas. Auburn has to respond by sprinting back. If we force them to play half-court offense, their efficiency drops off of a cliff. We've also got to attack the paint. The Wolfpack are giving up 77 points a game. They do not have any elite rim protection. We had Janai. We are missing that this season, but guess what? So is NC State. And Keyshawn has got to live in the paint for Auburn and put up some easy points for us so we can pull away. Don't settle for contested threes when you can get layups is going to be one of the keys for Auburn's offense. We've got to get in deep and we've got to get to the rim. And again, this has been a key to the wins every single time I've done it this season, but you've got to feed off the crowd. You've got to feed off the jungle. It's an 8:15 tip. The students will no doubt be rowdy. NC State has not played in an environment like the jungle yet this season. They are not going to be able to weather that storm. If Auburn hits a couple early threes and the roof blows off the place, we can bury them in the first 10 minutes. No, I don't think we will, but we can. Which gets us to, I guess, the prediction. Vegas has Auburn at a 7-point favorite right now. I think the offense keeps their momentum going tonight that they had late in Vegas. Tahad is going to stay hot. The crowd noise is going to rattle the Wolfpack. And I think late in the second half is when you see Auburn put the pedal to the floor. It's probably going to be high scoring, but I like the Tigers to cover. And I like them to get the SEC back in a win column today. So with that being said, I guess what we'll do is we will go Auburn 88, NC State 79. Like I said, I'm pretty sure we have already tipped off. I am late. I've been working on getting the studio back up and running the last couple days. But let's get out of here. Go enjoy the game. If you went, leave a comment below. Since we're late, you're not going. You already went. Leave a comment below. How was it? What'd you think? What'd you see? And if you're watching from home, go make some popcorn, crack open a beer, and watch the Auburn Tigers hopefully win a game. I believe this is a quad 2 game, which is fine. Still a big win for us in our non-con play. So let's get out there. Let's see if the Tigers can get on a roll. Thank you for watching Tigers on a Roll, War Eagle, and see ya.